I haven't changed a bit, have I?
No, you
Victoria?
haven't. And you know what? When you were playing that out, I was just thinking, I wonder what you'd say with the breakfast sofa smelt like this morning.
Yeah, well, I don't want to get... There is a bit of a whiff to it. You've picked up on that.
It's a new sofa as well. How dare you?
I don't know who it was that boat you had on just now doing the sport, but it's, yeah.
Oh, John. We'll be having a word with John.
He needs to just rein back on the CK1.
I think he might do.
Or is it Sauvage? Hang on. No, it's cauliflower cheese, actually.
You know what? He's probably outside. His head in his hands, wondering what's going on.
Yeah, he's a very vain man.
No, he's not. He's lovely. I was going to stick up with John. Poor John. Poor John.
Yeah, he had a hairbrush in his back pocket and he was sort of combing his hair.
Goodness me. We're going to have to get him on for a right to reply. Harry, tell me. You're on cracking form. You were doing a show last night. How is it going? Tell us all about the new show.
Yeah, so I'm back on tour. I haven't toured for 10 years. And so I'm just that bit older, and so
no, you're not. Come on.
So it's really. I forgot how much I move about, Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not one of those comedians just wanders on in a pair of jeans, and so I've got So it's been great fun. Is the short answer.
Yeah.
I was on at your place, the Lowry.
Just round the corner, yeah.
Round the corner, so I've got
it's nice and handy for you now.
It is, yeah. A lot of jokes and mucking about. I've actually got a choreographer in for a little dance.
Right. And how are your dancing shoes? You any good?
I don't think they'd have me on Strictly. Yeah, it's sort of eccentric dancing.
Okay.
And I have my son Gary, who's he's a bit quiet today. He's in a trance-like state. Come on. Come on,
Gary, wake up.
Say hello. Oh, yes. Hello, yes, hello, everyone. Victoria, is that you? What's that awful smell, Daddy? I think it's the sports...
I think it's John Watson.
It's John Watson, the sports guy. I didn't know his name was John Watson. I'd never heard of him before, Daddy. So Gary comes on. Don't you, Gary? I mean, I'm not a trained ventriloquist, Victoria.
You would have never guessed. You would have never guessed.
But it's been a lot of fun, and Gary does some of his jokes, don't you, Gary? Yes, I do some of my jokes and some of my impressions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now tell me, you've called it Pedigree Fun. Why have you done that? What's actually in the show?
Well, what I thought was after the sort of terrible 2 years everyone's had.
Yeah.
I thought I should be.
And some.
And some, serious face.
For a split second.
BBC serious face. I thought we should just be silly.
Yeah.
So I'm sort of silly for 2 hours. So it's anyone sort of coming expecting a kind of expose or an in-depth look at the sort of political scene won't get that from me, I'm afraid. So there's a bit of rolling around on the floor with a very long sock on. And I have a baby elephant, Sarah the baby elephant.
Okay.
It's the first time I've toured with an elephant.
Right.
And it's actually quite difficult, in the hotels and things.
One would imagine. One would imagine.
Yeah.
So tell me, you say you're steering away.
You can probably hear her now, actually.
She's outside.
Okay, Sarah, I'll come to you. All right, yes, I'll be with you in a second. Just talking to Victoria.
I think she's having a chat with John, isn't she? Now tell me, the world at the moment, it's a pretty turbulent place, I think.
Oh.
It's fair to say. Why stick away from politics? Because surely, I mean, if ever there was a moment in comedy for satire, it's now.
Yes, well, I'm not really a satirist.
No?
No.
But you're not tempted?
Well, I do mention a few of the kind of... there is a picture. I do this thing, basically, where I allocate people, and this will sound ridiculous. I allocate people into 2 groups, tray bakes or tears and shares.
Say that again, sorry?
I allocate people into 2 groups, tray bakes and tears and shares.
Okay.
You know the tray bake and the tear and share, the 2 baked goods?
Yeah,
I basically work out a way of allocating people into that. I do. So Boris, Boris and what's her face, Liz Truss. We put. I do allocate them into. Well, the audience helped me.
So where would you put Rishi and Penny Mordaunt? Would they be a tray bake or a tear and share?
Well, it's a thing we have to decide together. What do you think, Victoria?
Here we go. We've got the unity candidate right here. Harry, tell me, you say you've been away from this. You haven't done a solo tour in this way for a decade now.
I know. I don't know why I left it so long. And then when I kept meaning to do it, and then when the lockdown came in, you know, and they said, "Oh no, you can't do it," I thought, you know, I better get on and do it because you never know what's around the corner.
But did you feel rusty? It might be weird, you know, not performing in that way for a while. What's it like to be back on that kind of stage?
Yeah, I mean, I never stopped doing it completely because I did do the clubs. I kept doing, you know, and working jokes up and stuff. But it is a bit like being an athlete, but not in the fitness way. But you do have to...
I think that's fair.
Yeah, you have to just sort of... You have to be on it. You have to really be on your game. Because, you know, on a good night, you can get away with pretty much anything. But every now and then, something will happen, you know, someone will shout something out, or... and you've just got to be on it to be able to deal with those situations. When something goes wrong, if Gary forgets his lines...
Yeah. Does that happen often?
Well, I'm hoping that one day he'll take over the business.
Well, there we go.
But I do sometimes think, and I'll close, maybe it skipped a generation of Victoria. I'm worried. What's she saying, Daddy? Nothing, Gary.
Goodness me. So you've been going about a month now, haven't you? Started September.
Yeah, I think I'm about a third of the way through. There was a lot of warm-ups. So
how's it going, and how long are you doing it for? Where are you going to be?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm all over the country. I'm in Wolverhampton. The one I really need to try and sell some tickets for, Victoria, is Stockton.
Oh, are you even allowed to do that? It's been done. So there we go.
Everywhere else is sold really well, but Stockton, this must be quite a small place. It's got this massive theatre. So
the people of Stockton, hear our cry this morning.
It's respectable.
Harry and Gary are looking forward to your time.
He could do with a push. No, but yeah, I'm all over the place, and it finishes end of November, and then I have a little break, and then there's a few extra dates in January.
Okie doke. And what are you doing after that? What's in the works?
Well, I do Junior Bake Off. Ooh. Have you seen that?
How's
she hasn't. It's me with kids doing the Bake Off thing. Which is a lot of fun, and I recorded that in the summer, so that I'm doing the sort of voiceovers for that, and that'll go out in January.
Nice. And
then I've got various plans, but nothing I want to tell you about. It's Stockton mainly that I wanted to talk about.
There we go.
Yeah. No, it is yes.
Thanks very much, Harry. So we've got Stockton. You need to sell some tickets for.
Yes,
but you are available in other locations between now and the rest of the year.
I'm going to Wolverhampton. I'm going to Birmingham. Everywhere you care to name.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming in and taking us through.
It's been lovely to see you.
And it's been lovely to have Gary on the sofa.
Well, he's been a bit quiet.
He has been a bit quiet, but I'm glad he's that side.
He had a very late night.
Yeah. He's really creepy.
We'll get you home, Gary. Gary.
It's been a long day already. Harry Hill's live tour, Pedigree Fun, is on now.